The November uprising of 1830 to 1831 was, well, not just a historical event, but a moment of profound loss and upheaval, particularly for Frédéric Chopin. Imagine leaving your homeland with this lingering hope for its future, only to have that hope crushed by, the weight of imperial forces. Chopin's Revolutionary Étude, written shortly after, is almost like an emotional outcry, a response to everything he had seen and, more agonizingly, not seen firsthand. Its stormy, almost volatile character seems steeped in grief and defiance, yet ironically there's so little direct evidence to prove this link. It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is, though I cannot help but feel that the music itself is evidence, even if historians would say otherwise. My piano teacher would always say, it's a spirit of resistance, like a flag held high in the storm. And as a kid, I didn't fully grasp it, but now...
And the connection to his homeland, his Poland, gives it this almost feverish urgency. But let's talk about why Chopin's relationship with Poland was, I think, so potent. He wasn't a soldier, he wasn't a politician, yet just through his music he seemed to embody the Polish cause, the Polish soul, as many called it.
Exactly. And it's not just patriotism, is it? It's grief and maybe guilt too. Chopin couldn't go back to Poland after the uprising, couldn't fight for it. All he had was his art, his piano to carry that weight.
And carry it he did. The Etude stands as proof of his deep emotional connection. It's not just music, it's narrative, passion poured into every furious semi-quaver, a profoundly personal and political act.
And yet, it speaks to everyone, doesn't it? When I hear it even now, I feel like it's calling out, demanding something from the listener, urging them to stand, not just for Poland back then, but for any cause, really.
It does. And this duality of personal and universal makes it timeless. Chopin widened the emotional range of the Etude, giving it not just technical innovation, but also a heart. It makes me wonder, how consciously was he thinking about this while composing? Could this monumental piece have been written subconsciously through pure emotional overflow?
Maybe. Or maybe, like many great works, it just had to exist. He had to write it.
It's fascinating how a piece so deeply emotional and symbolic also demands such extraordinary technical mastery. Chopin's Revolutionary Étude doesn't just test a pianist's skill, it pushes the boundaries of what's physically the technical centerpiece. It's the left hand, relentlessly driving the entire piece forward with rapid semi-quavers. It's almost like a storm that refuses to let up.
And that storm, it's exhausting just to imagine. The stamina required is extraordinary, but it's not chaos. It's extremely precise, isn't it?
Every note in those cascading lines has to be clear, articulate, and balanced. And it's not just the strength, it's the control, the ability to sustain intensity without ever drowning out the right hand, which by contrast carries the melody, a bold, heroic melody, by the way, surging through octaves like a voice rising above the tempest. It's this interplay between hands that creates such dramatic tension.
Right. The left hand is almost like a force of nature, while the right hand, it's like a human voice. It feels personal almost, like it's struggling to hold on, to endure.
Exactly. Chopin wasn't composing an etude for the sake of technical drills alone. He was imbuing it with narrative and passion. This, to me, is what sets him apart. The way he took such technical complexity and infused it with, raw emotion, it elevated the etude into the realm of serious art. Chopin is not just about precision, is it? He demands technique and heart in dynamic changes.
Heart, yes. It's not just the technique for technique's sake. You could play every note perfectly, yet if there's no dynamics, no tension between despair and hope, it misses the point entirely. Chopin somehow manages to communicate all of that in just a few minutes of music.
Precisely. And the beauty of it, the genius really, is how seamlessly he integrates these elements. You have the technical firepower in the left hand, the heroic melody in the right, and together they tell a story of struggle, yes, but also resilience.
Resilience, that's the word. It's like, no matter how heavy the storm, there's this refusal to be defeated. It's why, even now, the Etude feels so alive.
Resilience. That's truly the heartbeat of the revolutionary Etude. And when we think about his legacy, it's not just his technical innovation that stands out, but how it embodies that human struggle against the storm, melding virtuosity with a deeply emotional narrative. Chopin didn't just write etudes, he reinvented them. And this one, it elevated the genre, fusing technique and heart into something timeless.
And of course, it gave pianists something monumental to wrestle with on stage. I mean, we look at performances like Martha Argerich's. She didn't just play the etude, she unleashed it.
Ah, Argerich, she's remarkable, isn't she? That combination of control and abandon, it's almost primal. And she brings out that dialogue we've spoken about, the storm of the left hand against the soaring melody in the right. It's electric, it's unforgettable.
It is. And funny enough, it's still the ultimate test in competitions, isn't it? You want to see how a pianist handles raw passion and precision. This is the piece. There's no hiding, not from the audience, not from yourself.
Indeed, it remains a benchmark, but what strikes me even more is how relevant it still feels, close to 2 centuries later. Chopin captured something timeless in it, something that transcends technique. It's about struggle, resilience, even survival, and that's why it resonates not just with pianists, but with all of us.
It's why we call him the poet of the piano, isn't it? No one else could channel such human truths onto piano. Romantic composers like Liszt, Schumann, they were all influenced by him. That depth, that power.
Precisely, Chopin crafted a language of his own, a language that redefined not just piano music, but the very limits of expression. Perhaps that's his greatest legacy. The etude itself is like a call to action, a reminder of the limitless potential of art to move us, to demand something from us.
A reminder that music is human, that even in our darkest storms, there's room for beauty, for hope.
Yes, and so we end where we began, with a man, a virtuoso, locked in dialogue with history and his own heart, turning grief into brilliance, and that brilliance continues to light our way, doesn't it?
It does. And on that note, I think it's safe to say Chopin's music still speaks to all of us across time.
And on that universal truth, we'll leave you. Thank you all for joining us on this journey through Chopin's masterpiece and his enduring genius. Thanks, Dmytro Shevchenko. After here, let's continue talking about Spasiba. Until next time, see you all.